Okay, very good morning and a warm welcome to all country. Today we are here for Conference of Parties, the 21st meeting, COP. Okay, so as you know, COP began in 1995 in Berlin, and we still proceeding until now for the 21st meeting here in Lima, Paris. Okay, so we are 16 countries here to represent our thought and interest and main effect in our country. So let me start with Bolivia. I will call upon Bolivia. Okay, Bolivia, you can proceed.
Okay, I'm from Bolivia, and Bolivia is one of the smallest contributor to the emission when it comes climate change compared to other countries such as US. But our country affected by this country, for example, the activity for nuclear test and other, and they don't give help to adopt these issues. And our country need technology and money to overcome these issues. And for your information, our place to provide the water supply for Bolivia is expected to disappear by 2035.
Okay, our country take note that Bolivia will end of water supply by end of 2025. So Bolivia, you have problem with US because they always test the nuclear weapon, but it doesn't give you money and technology to support your country. So thank you Bolivia, and you will end of water supply by end of 2025. Okay, next we will call upon China. China.
Thank you. Morning. Today I will presenting for China. First, the main effect of China is climate change has brought certain impact on the coastal environment and ecosystem of China in some extent, mainly represented by the accelerating trend of sea level rise along the Chinese coast in the next past 50 years. And then, for the future, climate change will have even greater impact on the sea level and coastal ecosystem of China. Firstly, sea level around the Chinese coast will continue to rise. Secondly, the frequency of typhoon and storm surge will increase, aggravating the haze included by coastal erosion. Third, typical marine ecosystem, including coast wetlands, mangrove, and coral reef, will be refuse damage. That's all.
Okay, China, thank you. You have problem in coastal zone,
Yes.
because your country based in coastal zone, and you have three problem, right? Global warming, make your sea level increase, and you have second one is typhoon and storm. The third one you have typical marine ecosystem.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, China. Next, we will call upon Costa Rica.
Okay, hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm
Hi.
Hello. I'm as a representative of Costa Rica. Would like to state a few issues in Costa Rica, which is firstly, we are having issue of carbon dioxide, which is it happened from global warming, and it will when global warming happens, and it will rising sea level, and at Costa Rica, it has more than 800 miles. Um, miles,
Mine.
800 miles at coastline. Okay, coastline which is the place near to island and sea. Okay, the coastline will drown if rising sea level happen. So, and the other issue is uh, air pollution from the oil refinery. Oil refinery was built by China. So,
Oil?
Oil refinery oil. Okay, the refinery oil from China was affect my environment and my it will distort of our goal. We have a goal to reach the carbon neutrality by 2021. So that's all the important issue from Costa Rica.
Okay, Costa Rica, you have problem with China actually. Your
Yeah.
investor, big investor,
Yes.
regarding oil refinery. So as you know, Costa Rica is a nation that have the biggest 8,000-mile coastline area. So the problem is they have greenhouse emission and sea level will increase. Okay, Costa Rica have a goal that they will be carbon neutralized by 2021. Okay, so next we will call upon Ethiopia.
Hello, I am the representative of Ethiopia, and as the least developed countries, we Ethiopians is hit the hardest through this climate change. Although we Ethiopians contribute the least to this climate change, as if to be compared to other African countries. We were affected by droughts, which cost 20 millions of lives in 2005, and it still happens once in 5 years or maybe less. And it consequently caused water crisis that we are hard to get clean water. And next, the health risk, which is like diarrhea and trachoma implicated, which cause to blind.
Okay. Okay. Ethiopia, you have a problem that maybe you will have drought. And as we know here in 2005, you have loss of 20 million population. And you have water crisis and health crisis in your country. So, thank you, Ethiopia. So, next we will call upon European Union.
Okay, we are representative of European Union. Our problem for climate change is greenhouse gas inventory. Okay, it, it is caused by cars, vans, and trucks. Next issue.
Global climate change impacts Europe in many ways, including changes in average extreme temperature, water, oceans, rising sea level, and shrink slow, and ice cover on land and at sea. There have led a range of impacts on ecosystems, human health, and social economics.
So our country interest is to achieve this 2030 goal to reduce gas emission by at least 40%, improve energy efficiency by 27%. Okay.
Okay, so EU, you have greenhouse emission problem that caused by car, vans, and trucks that make your sea level will increase. And you have a goal that by end of 2030, you will have 20% reduction on gas emission.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, EU. Then next we will call upon India.
Hello guys, the representative of India. Okay, our our worry part of climate change happen in my country is global warming. The effect of global warming to my country is extreme heat. When this extreme heat happen, the water supplies of my country it's become decreased and it make people in my country dehydration and heat stroke. When this happen, most in this happen is just in 1 week, but in just in 1 week, it's already killed 1,400 people, and it's worry for us because it's also make snow cap in Himalayan will melting, and it's will affected to the small country like Palau, the island country, and yeah, we want to prevent this happen. We will the country interest is we will contribute with non-government to decrease our carbon dioxide that cause of global warming.
Okay, India, thank you.
Okay.
India, you have a global warming problem
Yeah.
that you have been 1,400 population will be killed in a week, and mostly they have been dehydrated. So second one, we have a water supply problem, and the third one, melting snow cap Himalayan
Yeah.
that will make sea level increase, and you giving trouble to Palau that maybe the Palau will sink. Okay. Okay. Next, and in 2016 we have NGO in your countries to collab for reduce the greenhouse emission, global warming problem. Okay, thank you, India. Next, we will call upon Japan.
Hello everyone, I'm the representative of Japan. So because of this problem, my country has a problem of global warming. This global warming happened because of carbon dioxide. So because of this carbon dioxide, my country temperature increased day by day. Now my country temperature is 3.0 degrees Celsius. But because of this issue, my country temperature has a maximum temperature which is 4.4 degrees Celsius. Thank you.
Okay, Japan, you have only global warming problem that makes your temperature increase in your country from 3.0 degrees Celsius to 4.4 degrees Celsius. Okay, thank you, Japan. Next, we will call upon Mexico.
Hi, I'm represent from Mexico. Okay, I straight away go to my point. Okay, our issue is about greenhouse gas emission in 2010, and it's lead global warming. It's caused air pollution also, and because of this issue, we have a lot of problem in my country. That means we have people cannot go out, cannot like to go out because the weather is too hot. It's recorded to 71.78 degrees Celsius, and the researchers search because of this weather, because of this pollution, the birds all died in my country, and tourism is not allowed to my country on that time. So on this time, after we encounter this issue, and our country got some interest, which is they want to grow economy of course, and they want to be global climate change leader, which is Mexico can lead the developing country to resolve the climate change as how they have done before.
Okay.
That's all from me.
Thank you, Mexico. You have an air pollution problem, greenhouse effect in 2010, and you have lack of fossil fuel. Your temperature will increase from 71% degrees Celsius. And your goal is you have been launched law enforcement for clean machineries and transparency. So by 2030, you will be global climate change leader. And we will increase 0% gas emission. Okay? Thank you, Mexico. Next, we will call upon Palau.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm representative of the Republic of Palau. So I'm not feeling well today, but because this is a serious issue to my country, so I have to attend this conference.
Wow.
So as an introduction, Palau is situated in the continent of Oceania and Australia, which is surrounded by the sea. So due to the climate change, my country is expected to be sink in a few years, and if there's no further action from top 4 countries that release the gas emissions, which is China, US, EU, and India. So basically, Palau is the victim of the climate change. So our problem is due to the climate change, we have increasing of sea level, change of rain pattern, and due to the rain pattern change, they will increase also the ocean acidification, and this will damage the coral. So I think that that's our country problem. So I think that's all.
Okay, Palau. Okay, the representative country for USA, China, EU, and India take note that if the sea level increase, that maybe Palau will sink, and Palau have a carbon dioxide emission problem that change their rain pattern. So the third one, they also have ocean acidification that maybe make their coral dead. Okay, so thank you, Palau. Next, we will call upon Russia.
Hi, I am representing Russia on climate change issues. Russia is the largest country in the world and
has affected by climate change on many aspects in terms of long terms and short terms. So the long-term effects on Russia's environment, the most significant is the thawing of the permafrost.
Sorry, come again?
The thawing of the permafrost,
Okay.
melting.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the northward retreat of the Sandra and the advance of the Taiga, the melting of Arctic ice, a rising sea level, and the significant northern coastline erosion. In terms of the short-term effects, it's more observable by global warming is extreme weather. For example, heavy rain, heat wave, cold snap, floods, and violent storms. So the climate change adverse effects has threatened the life of the Russian people as well as the loss of the economic. So the Russian Federation with highly recognition of the adverse effects of climate change and the urgent need of sustainable development, recalling the statements of COP20 meeting in Lima, thus proposed its intended nationally determined contribution of 2020 to 2030 as below. Reducing anthropogenic greenhouse gas by 25 to 30% from 1990 levels by 2030, subject to the maximum possible account of absorbing capacity of forests.
Okay, thank you, Russia. You also have a climate change problem that we have a melting on North Pole, right? The Arctic Pole.
Yeah.
So maybe your country also will be seeing.
No, my country.
Give other problems
It's not
to
going to be safe.
no, not your country. You will give other nation a problem.
Yeah, I think every country contributes to the.
Yeah. So your sea level will raise, and you have a weather problem like storm, heavy rain, and so on. So by 2030, what your goal? Come again?
Reduce the greenhouse gas by 25 to 30%.
Greenhouse gas 20 to 30%.
25 to 30.
25 to 30%. Okay. Thank you, Russia. Next, we will call upon Saudi Arabia.
Hello.
Assalamualaikum.
I'm from representing Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia has a hyper hot weather that is 40 Celsius degree above every day, characterized by very low rainfall, is 70 millimeter in average, and extremely high evaporation duration. Only 2% of the continent area is considered with the chief agriculture crop, including dates and fruits. So it's expected to impact heavily on agriculture and food production in the Saudi Arabia, especially to reducing water availability, also to direct effect on crop yields. So that's all.
Okay, Saudi Arabia, you have a problem in hyper hot weather. That every day you have 40 degrees Celsius, and you have 70 millimeter rain pattern that make your low agriculture crop. And due to the hot weather, you have low water supply. That cannot support your agricultural crop. Okay. Thank you, Saudi Arabia. Next, we will call upon South Africa.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam. Everyone. Okay. Me as a representative country of South Africa, as we know, climate change in South Africa already happening in many years ago. It will be continued to happen even though the global greenhouse gas emission is restricted in the short to medium term. From this climate change, there are many issues happen that affect on sustainable development, especially to a development country, which is my country. The important issue that I take it is climate change in South Africa contribute to health disease and remeasure that this expected will be worse from time to time, especially in developing country. Heart and lung illness disease will increase if smoke and dust increases, and it result in high temperatures. High temperatures lead to malaria to spread to whole high population part in Zimbabwe because South Africa is beside to Zimbabwe country. Besides that, human will be exposed to the diarrhea because of the water contamination. That's all from South Africa. Thank you.
Come again from water contaminated.
Yes.
What disease?
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Okay, thank you, South Africa. Okay, you have a greenhouse emission that make your development low.
Yeah.
And sustainable development. Then you have a heart disease that smoke and dust. If keep on high smoke and dust will be make your country temperature high and due to malaria. The second one is water contaminated due to diarrhea. Okay, thank you, South Africa. Next, we will call upon Tuvalu.
Hi everyone, I'm speaking as a representative of Tuvalu. So my country is particularly threatened by rising sea level that is caused by the warm temperature. So based on satellite data, sea level rising in Tuvalu is higher than the global average, which is twice as high. So it is 5 millimeter per year, and Tuvalu is shrinking 2 millimeter per year, and it is expected to be entirely underwater. The sea level rising is affected my country in two factors. The first one is economy and then flood. For economy, it affected the dry coconut meat export, and then we depend on imported food, and we don't have clean drinking water. The second one is the worst. Floods happen twice a year back then, but now it happens twice monthly. The airports in Tuvalu is closed due to certain times, and the houses buildings in Tuvalu has to be built 10 feet tall, and the worst one that Tuvalu's smallest island has disappeared in 1997, which is the Kukasa Filifili. And my country interest is to ask for all of the countries, especially US, to limit the warming temperature below the standard, which is 2.2 degrees Celsius, and I'm asking it to be 1.5 degrees Celsius because by 2030, under this high emission scenario, Tuvalu temperature is projected to be increased and it will damage my country even further.
Okay, thank you, Tuvalu. There was high sea level problem, that your temperature is warm and make flood to your country. Most of it you cannot make export and import in your country, such as food or any products. You cannot make export import. In 1997, we have an island that been lost from map. Okay, by 2030, if we doesn't stop the ratio by the temperature ratio by 1.5 Celsius, your country will have more problem. Okay, next we will call upon USA.
Okay, we are the representative of the United States.
Right.
The project of climate change effect and risks advance the calculation of climate change damages by voiding the gap between climate modeling and economic effects, including both physical and monetized damages. These include rising temperature, sea level, and earlier snow melt around the country. The changes in climate are already causing wide range damage, and these changes are expected to grow in the future. Regarding to that, the United States of America is willing to reduce its greenhouse gas emission by 26% to 28% in 2025, which is below the level of 2005, with making all offers to reduce it to 28%, as well as offering allied Utah vehicles producing between 2012 to 2025 and heavy duty on vehicles produced below 2012. These steps can be performed after the neighboring countries approve to change their policy. Only those who the US is facing a problem with, such as the Republic of China. Next point.
Okay, as for me, as you know, US is a developed country, so it will lead to uncontrolled gas emissions that bring to the greenhouse effect. And of course, our country facing extreme hot weather that affected the crop and livestock. So that's all the point.
Okay, US. You have high temperature and your sea level also will increase.
And
Snow melt in
from the north part, coming from the north part.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, 16 country, for your explanation and introduction. Okay, so I want to give you some time. Can we have a break? And we will continue our meeting in 2 o'clock. Okay?
Thank you.
Maybe your country can make some cooperation with other country, that maybe you can take note that Bolivia have problem with USA, China have problem with USA, Costa Rica have problem with China, Ethiopia have problem with USA, European Union cooperate with Russia. So maybe you can discuss and we will negotiate again your problem in the next, not next meeting, in the next few hours. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you guys for your cooperation this morning. We will see you at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here we are again today at 2 o'clock. So as we know, USA have the most many give other country problem. So let me call upon Bolivia first to start what they doesn't what you satisfied with US, and maybe you can tell them to reduce or anything else. I know that US always test nuclear tests that give problem to you and never give technology and money to support your water supply. So US, how you want to negotiate to make Bolivia have water supply?
Okay, just as you know, our country doing that not just for fun. We do that as for the security of operation. So I think as for your nation, I will consider to reduce the test and I try to provide the water supply to you.
Yeah, I understand that it's for your safety, but you have to understand here, we are not at war yet. So maybe like Korea has their crazy mind, so they usually try their weapon. So as you, United States of America, I request you to make your nuclear test to 15% per year. Okay? So Bolivia, what do you think?
Actually, US should stop the test at our area and provide our country more energy, more money, and technology. So, overcome this issue. I'm sorry for that. I can't do that.
We can do what?
I can't stop the test 100%, but I can reduce it.
Okay. So Bolivia, you agree that US will reduce the nuclear test percentage by the following year to gain water supply to your country. So all countries take note that Bolivia maybe will end of water supply by 2025. So we must force US to stop to reduce their nuclear test day by day. Okay? That's the first thing I think for trouble for US. Okay, second one I will call from China. China, you still have problem with US, right?
Yes, absolutely.
State your problem.
Okay, I'm China as the highest country produce climate change effect.
What produce? Oh, you
Like,
produce the
yes.
high climate change now. Okay.
Same like
USA, yeah.
As that, we take a responsibility. First, we stand for the common interest for all humanity and activity engaged in international cooperation to build an equitable global climate. So here, I want to ask US to join us to help others developing country like Bolivia, Costa Rica, to we promote or we give the country like finance, technology, and capacity building to development their country.
Okay, I agree with your collaboration with US that will reduce the climate change problem.
Yeah.
But you still have to ask Costa Rica, what do you think about they asking you for collaboration? As you know, China is the big investor in your country, Costa Rica. So, how do you will negotiate with China? Do you want to collaboration with them?
Sorry, can you make it clearly why do you want me to collaborate?
Okay, I want to cooperate with me because I want to US join us to developing our country to give like finance, technology to help to reduce our climate change.
Okay, as we know, as I told earlier, that my country, Costa Rica, have a goal, which is to reach the carbon neutrality in 2021. And because of that, I also have to ask for funding from UN Bank. So to funding to Costa Rica, and we Costa Rica have to produce more hybrid car because of we want to take care of our air pollution and also our environment.
Okay, I like your idea that you bring a new technology here that hybrid car inside the world. Okay, that's a good idea, but I will consider that you're asking fund from United Nations Bank. So for the fund, I will consider Costa Rica. So for your
So is it related to collaboration just now?
it's up to you. It's your country.
I mean, China. You mean?
Yeah,
that,
China is
you want-
pursuing you for collab. So either pursuing Costa Rica and Bolivia to collab with you for US.
Yes. So to fund to whom?
Yeah, they fund you. They're funding you and they support you.
Support, yeah.
Because you have a goal that you carbon dioxide neutralized by 2021 and you have problem in water by 2025. So Bolivia and Costa Rica, do you want to collab with China and US?
Okay. If that's so, it's okay.
How about you?
Sorry for interrupt.
Yes, Mexico.
Okay. Okay, I will represent from Mexico. Actually, in my country, we are face the problem and we solve it immediately. So we have the plan for reduce the climate change. Of course, it's a bit late, but you can completely can reduce until the 0%.
How? Is it possible?
Actually, we have equipment then that can help to reduce the climate change problem.
Means your clear
Yeah,
visionary
and
is
we have budget and we have some solutions for that. So maybe every country can collaborate with us to reduce
That
the.
means you have budget to give others country of
That means
your own
no.
country
I have
only.
for my own country we have budget. Maybe the same things we can use for other nations. Then we can collaborate and we can help each other.
okay. I like your idea, Mexico, because you are a global climate change leader.
Yes.
So I think it's not US problem actually that climate change occur because it's all countries take part in what climate change problem. So next I will call upon India. India, can you
Yes.
state your problem? With whom do you have a problem?
The problem is we decided to increase our produce the coal for our country. The coal that if we produce it, it will produce more carbon dioxide and will affect the global warming. But we think further and we decided to make a collaboration with China to invite the country that the rich country to buy the technology and it will reduce the carbon dioxide. And I hope that all the country that rich country like US or developed country because US also produce the carbon dioxide, right? So we hope that you will join us to reduce the carbon dioxide.
Okay, thank you. That's why I asked before this. I asked to US to join China to try to help a poor country like India, Costa Rica, and Colombia to do like Palau said.
They will be seen by.
They will sing.
They have a budget, but how about Costa Rica and Colombia? They don't have a budget. That's why I asked to USA to collaborate
Funding
with us
them.
to try to help others country to give a like finance
I
and
agree with
technology.
China.
Okay, okay. Before that, can I ask Palau? Palau, do you agree that India is asking collaboration from China? They are asking China for help
I hope you agree with
because
us.
you
That's
know
very good.
US, China, India is the biggest country that produce climate change. If they collab, maybe they will make more suffer to your country. So, what do you think from your opinion?
So basically, Palau is the victim of this climate change. So let's say I urge all these 4 countries to join a hand in helping our country and also the Tuvalu from sinking. So because this top 4 country is a developed country, so maybe they can buy the equipment from the Mexico and then start reducing the gas emission before our nation is sinking.
Okay, thank you, Palau.
But sorry, I will interrupt. Okay, the India decide to increase their producing the thing that will cause the carbon dioxide. But I think it will increase the carbon dioxide. But we hope that we will decrease it and it will not be affected to Palau.
Excuse me, let me ask India. India, are you buying technology from Mexico or you producing your technology?
We are not buying that, but we decide to get a collaboration to rich country to get a technology from maybe from Mexico. I hope so.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupt.
Yes, Costa Rica.
Regarding to the suggestion to collaboration just now.
Okay,
that
means
China want to
China and US collab to
Yes.
help you in Bolivia.
Okay, I not really agree because China has put a refinery oil in Costa Rica, and that refinery oil was affect and distortion my environment and it become a pollution with my country.
Okay, thank you.
So
Okay, China, can you help
That's why
Costa Rica?
I want to give finance to help your country because I want you buy some thing to give effect to your country. That's mean you can solve your problem. That's why when I give your my technology to your country, then I want to stay to my factories in your country.
okay, I will think it first.
If you agree,
Let me think it first.
Okay, European Union. I heard that you're giving trouble to some countries also. What is your plan for reducing your greenhouse emission?
So regarding in this situation,
I heard that you will collab with Russia.
not collapse, but it will affect Russia also because of our climate change, of global warming.
Okay.
But as we know, Russia and European Union have collaborated before about energy interdependence program to support Russia
Okay.
in energetic economy. But in order to maintain our relationship, our agreed to collaborate with Russia to reducing this gas emission by maybe by buying the equipment from Mexico, or we just buy the blueprint and we can send to Russia to make it for ourselves, for the two countries.
Okay. Maybe because Russia is the
Russia
biggest
is
country in the world, you know.
biggest country and
It's one of the Soviet countries.
Soviet country, yeah. Okay. I like your idea, you. Maybe you. Yeah, Russia, you can read up.
Thank you for your offering for collaboration. And I know that Russia and EU is in an interdependent energy relationship, and you are depending on the export of the energies from Russia. So I think if you can invest in our energy sector to improve the energy efficiency in our country, and it will be benefit to your country and as well as to help Russia to reduce the emissions.
yeah. So I agree to collaborate with Russia because we have we are developed countries and we have our own
Yeah, you can help us in terms of technology and the
and we
financial
have the
investment.
money to buy it from the Mexico
Okay.
to give to Russia to make it.
Okay, that's a great idea from Russia and EU. Okay, I want to hear about South Africa because you are from desert, right? You and Saudi Arabia are nearby, neighboring country. So because both of you have hyper hot weather problem and health disease due to the smoke and dust, so what you implement to reduce your problem? Both of you, South Africa, you start first.
Okay, actually, my country always not enough medical.
Okay.
So I want Japan to
Japan.
Yes.
Japan, Technon.
I want Japan to collaborate with my country because technology change hold the key to long term in my country. Research on climate change should be centralized properly and optimize the benefit to fulfill South Africa needs. Attention to your country, Japan. Medical technology in Japan is good enough.
Yes, I know.
So I want your country cooperate with my country, South Africa, to what you call
Collaboration.
yes, collaboration.
Yes, to collaborate.
Okay.
Japan.
Okay. Before that, okay, Japan. Do you know you have problem with China
Yeah,
because your temperature increase
because of China.
because of China, right? Okay. Now South Africa is asking you for collaboration. In what? Collaboration?
Medical help.
Medical equipment because you have the best medicine equipment in your country. So, what's your point of view?
So
Japan?
I think I can collaborate with South Africa
In
in medical.
equipment
Yes,
support.
I can help that
South
country.
Africa, okay,
Yes.
because they have a diarrhea and malaria problem.
I have no problem with South Africa, so I can help.
Okay, you can help because they have a high malaria problem and
You don't need to negotiate.
diarrhea. Okay, how about you, Japan? How you will solve with China?
China.
About our climate change in my country.
Yeah.
I think China should be considered to release their gas gas, carbon dioxide
Carbon
gas.
dioxide gas, yeah.
Because that gas can give a major impact to my country. So China, can you reduce this?
China, how you consider to reduce your gas emission?
That before I tell, I'm trying to help others country, but we also do in our country like to control greenhouse gas emission and building low carbon energy system. That I think will help your country also.
Okay.
Right.
I hope so.
Yeah, but you have to know that Palau will sing, you know, due to you guys' problem. Okay, next I will come again to Saudi Arabia. What will you say?
Yeah, I want to collaboration with China.
Saudi Arabia with China again, okay?
Again, China.
To get solar system energy because your country is largest produce of solar energy technology and it's suitable for our weather in Saudi Arabia because very hot weather and very dry and solar power also can help to stop global warming. So can you correlate with me?
Okay, like I said before, I'm trying to help I try to help others country like I try to support technology, finance, and also try to be deal with developing country to their give support, and then I think I can collaborate with you, but I need US also support others country to reduce.
But you have to know that US always stand alone. They doesn't like to collect too much.
Yeah,
So let me ask Ethiopia first. Ethiopia, you still have problem with USA, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell your problem to US.
Because our country is very affected with the gas emission. Not necessarily US, maybe China, maybe European as well.
Okay.
Yeah. We Ethiopians would like to ask all of the developed countries to please reduce their gas emissions because it affected us so much. We have lost so many lives and we don't want to lose many more.
Okay, as you know, USA, that Ethiopia have lost 20 million population due to the water crisis and health crisis.
Okay, regarding to that, the US decided to reduce the green gas emission by 28% in the year 2025. And for Bolivia, the United States is willing to collaborate and provide technology in a case that Bolivia still keep
water problem.
Yes,
Clean water problem.
Water problem. Yeah. So in order Bolivia can solve the water problem, the United States have no problem in providing technology the technology that Bolivia needs. And for China, the United States have problem with China since China has the largest pollution. For the figure in 2013, the total pollution in China is 1.357 billion. And because of that, we are proposing to China to, in the matter of import vehicles. So we are asking China to reduce the vehicles they have by 25%.
Car production.
Yes. Car production by 25%. Not car production actually, the import of cars, the number of cars by 25% in the year 2025. And also you can encourage the nation to use public transportation, save time and reduce traffic, also avoid the high pollution as much as possible. The next point for the
As for the Ethiopia case,
Okay, all countries take note.
I want to ask such countries such as China, European Union, and Japan to
Japan.
lessen the car reproduction so that we can
Help other
help
country.
Utopia in reducing the gas emissions.
Sorry, but by saying you will reduce the gas emission to 28%, does it mean that you will eventually sign the Kyoto Protocol?
I think that is not necessary because
That's very necessary because we all have signed.
Actually, this step will be taken after the agreement is done.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Okay, yeah, Tuvalu, you may say something.
Because Tuvalu has actually repeatedly urged US to reduce the pollution, but they haven't done it. And we asked the US to sign the Kyoto Protocol just like Utopia, but they refused to make an agreement. So I appreciate they urge to reduce everything, but in this term, because it endangered my country, and I don't want to lose any other island. So I think I want to ask US again to sign a proper agreement, a paper on it.
Okay, from point of view, you know, all countries have been joined in Kyoto Protocol except USA.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to sign Kyoto
Okay,
Protocol?
for that, the purpose of this meeting, as you know, is, I mean, the main problem is not only the United States. If we don't all agree, the problem won't be solved. Everyone will just cause more climate change.
Yeah.
So because of that, we're taking a serious step in solving this problem. And the United States also have one step in organizing one group consists of the countries who produce cars such as Japan and the Europe countries, and to start with a high technology and produce this car that depend on natural resources such as the sun and all of that does not cause pollution. So in this case, we can work together and provide all our technologies to achieve this step.
Okay, Japan and EU. US is asking you for for reduce the car production. So year 2025. So do you guys agree? Because you have to consider that Tulau Palau will sing if you doesn't agree for this thing.
So, in order to save these small countries,
We have to see win-win situation or win-loss situation.
Win-win situation.
Okay.
For this, for encounter this climate change, we will reduce our car production through to 2025 to save both of the countries, and hope is to get better for our climate change problem.
So how about Japan? Japan, do you agree?
Yes.
Because you have to collaborate with South Africa. South Africa is asking you for medicines. Okay, due to medicines, maybe medicine is a huge amount of money playing there, you know. So they asking you for, if you're producing something, you need money. If you stop car production, your country maybe has some financial problem to produce something. So what do you think? The US is asking you to lower your car production.
I think I will reduce, but not stop.
Okay, but you still have to consider for other countries.
Yes.
You have other plan that you will buy from any other country like
I
Mexico
will-
is selling technologies, right?
Yes, I will buy a good technology for my country.
Means from Mexico.
Yes.
Okay, Mexico, are you willing to help Japan in this scenario?
I'm always want to help every country.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mexico. Mexico is about the funding. You have to talk to Mexico, Japan. Okay, how about India? India?
Okay, we think that technology will take a long time to buy it. So why not the developed country or the rich country like the gas carbon emission like country like China, India, US why not we build something, a wall or something that help Palau or the country that we're visiting to maybe to make their country maybe when you the
2005.
so maybe we can break a wall or break the something, build something, break with or something, to make it prevent for their thing and if it take too long not on that 2025.
Yeah,
But if
same
the
goes to
level rise, sea level rise means sure it will be get cost.
Yeah, but we can build the not break. We build
yeah,
we build
it's
a wall.
it's a good idea to build wall. Same goes to Singapore. What
Yeah, because-
Singapore is doing right now.
Yeah, because
Singapore will sink by 2050.
because technology is too expensive, or maybe Mexico will maybe with in a decision to make to will us to buy it. But why not we just take what we call the shortcut way?
Yeah,
Not that.
yeah, I know that, but we need cost, for
Yeah, that's why
building.
that's why I asked China or US to collaborate with me.
Okay,
To be responsible.
Okay, China, US, you keep your point that they are asking funding for you to build a bridge or wall that protect the small countries from sink. Okay, European Union, I need your opinion again.
Sorry,
Palam, okay.
Okay, I understand the point of view from India, but bear in mind that our country, my country, is situated in this surrounded by the sea, so it's kind of impossible to build a wall or something around my island. So my suggestion is maybe in Palau we have already started the Palau climate change policy. So maybe the top 4 countries we can visit our country and do some same thing that Palau already did. So by doing that, maybe they can learn something from Palau because that's Palau climate change policy is already proven that help my country, but still we need other countries' cooperation to start reducing the climate change effects.
Okay, same goes to China and USA. If you reduce your production in anything, your economy will be down.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the economy?
Okay, if my economy is down, I can help other countries to give their finance technology. That's what I want a win-win situation when I help other country, but I want other country
to help you back.
together work with my country.
Yeah, you are right, but I I really don't agree because of Costa Rica have to achieve our goal.
What goal?
Our goal that that reach to carbon neutrality by 2021. So that's why I asked to fund some funding to Costa Rica make a more hybrid car for safe security in the environment.
That's why I tell you, if you work together with me, I will give you finance and technology.
Yeah, I know your good intention, but your refinery oil was give an impact negative to my country. So how was that?
I will consider that because I will reduce my
gas emission.
gas emission. Yeah, and then not only my country produce gas, but also US in the 3 top is country biggest produce gas.
Okay, I want to ask all countries. Will you agree if I say that all countries must use hybrid car by 2020?
Is it not possible?
Sorry?
Is it not possible?
Okay,
Because
why
we
not?
we have our own country budget on our different kind of projects. So we just cannot take it just simply to that. As I mentioned just now, we have the technology to improve the climate change. It will take time, but surely it will improve by the year we predicted.
But we must work together.
Yeah, we have to work together. We have to collaborate. If like just now, India mentioned that they want to build a wall right to Palau. Actually, that one is too expensive to build a wall for the whole
Sorry,
country.
but the technology is more expensive than that.
I think it's not because
But-
you will put in for the technology is like same like it's a solar energy. You will put it at the house only, not at the outside, not the every place you want to put. It's a certain place only you have to put, and the cost is cheaper than the building the wall.
Lucia, you have anything to add, Lucia?
I think the core issues here is not every country must adopt the hybrid car or lessen the car production. The core issue is every country has to commit to reduce the gas emission, whatever in what industry or in your car or in your other industries, because the gas emission is not only caused by the car.
Yeah.
So I think if every country commits to reduce their gas emission in a great deal amount, that will certainly help to lower the climate change.
Okay, back to EU.
Do you mean that all countries have to take attention?
You have to make some commitment.
To alert.
Yeah, how many amounts you want to reduce.
EU, you have anything to add?
I will agree
Yeah.
with this. Agree with this project because we think
So you agree or don't agree?
agree
Agree.
Agree with
we agree with this project
hybrid project.
because we think this is useful and we will help it and we will contribute the money to this project and we are ready to work with this country and share our experience to them.
Okay, I like your idea. Okay, I want to ask, all countries agree that we can use green hybrid car, right? Did all
Yeah.
countries agree because we can sign agreement that all countries agree to use?
Of course, my country agree.
Okay.
Because yeah,
We cannot
just
can I know which
go
country
to the-
doesn't agree?
Costa Rica
Doesn't agree.
doesn't agree.
Oi, doesn't agree?
Doesn't agree lah.
No, we don't agree with
Sorry, my population is in the country is too high, so
No, just now, Russia say you agree with the green
I say
hybrid
I
car.
am not agree because every country's problem is not the same. Because for Russia, our own problem is the energy production.
Yeah,
So
solar system.
we want to solve this problem by improve the energy efficiency instead of the hybrid car. We want to improve the efficiency in order to reduce the use of the energy.
Okay. Sabrina.
So from my country is still in a developed country. So it's for the if you want to change to the hybrid car, it's impossible because the price will be higher, and we need still to focus on
Yeah.
the climate change policy.
And we have to see the population in my country and the people the level of their things. Not everyone effort to buy the car.
Okay, but you have to see here. Okay, so from now on or soon later, we will lack of petroleum, in this country. Because of lack of petroleum, maybe we can change to hybrid car. That's why they bring in new technologies, brand new technologies. Like Mexico said just now, they having so many new technologies, right? But why it doesn't agree with this?
That means the cars is surely more expensive than the technology we are using.
Okay, so
and we have to consider to the population, the people in our country. We have to see we have the richest, we have the Middle East, and we have the poorest. So we have to see them to effort to buy the car or not. we have to see the people's need also. We cannot simply just tell everyone to change.
How about India?
Because in India population is so high and not all effort to buy that car, and I think that our country government maybe should help the we call the our India, yes, not give them a expensive car. So I think that's necessary for our country, my country.
Maybe sorry for interrupt.
Yeah.
Maybe in future will help, but we have to consider for current technologies and current situation, we can't afford to do this.
Okay, okay. Now I want to urge USA to join Kyoto Protocol because so many countries forcing you to sign this protocol. So what do you think, US? Because you have to think that other countries' safety, as Palau, as Tuvalu, like Bolivia, same goes to Costa Rica. So to help them, maybe you can sign Kyoto Protocol, or you can what is it? Or maybe you can slow down your any sector like that produce carbon dioxide because we have to force you to do this.
Okay, actually, the United States will not take any steps that will affect the economy of the country because protecting the economy is a must maybe for every country. So, because of that, most of you have agreed that the first impact of causing climate change is the gas emission. So we try to reduce it and replace it by the time. So when we mentioned that replace it, we all going to work with each other to come up with a new technology, like as we said, hybrid cars.
Yeah.
So for that, you're talking about that not much people they can offer this price. So this you can maybe encourage the nation in using more public transportation by maybe reducing the price, and you can also try to help in you help with the technology you have or the information that you have to replace all these gas emission. So until by that time, by 2025, it can be all replaced and
Okay, I want to ask USA, China, India. Will you give some financial support to Bolivia, Tuvalu, Costa Rica, and Palau in some funding to buy technology from Mexico? Because they have some good technologies. Because maybe you've been profit in your economics. Maybe you don't want to reduce the gas emission because of your economics. Maybe you can help your funding others for smallest country to help them to survive before 2025. What do you say? US, China, India.
For the US already cooperate to help in improving the technology with all the countries that it need, and also for Bolivia, the United States is willing to provide all the technology they need. In return, they have to support the US with whatever they have.
Okay, US agree. How about you, China?
Okay.
You agree or not that you have to help other 4 countries in funding?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree? Yeah. Okay. How about India?
So it's good for everyone. So I agree. I will try my best.
Okay. I need again Saudi Arabia. You want help from any other country? Only China to reduce. Okay, China, will you help South Africa?
China.
China? Will you help Saudi Arabia in slow down your carbon dioxide problem? Solar system.
Yes.
Okay, I think we meet a conclusion because US, China, and India agreed to help Tuvalu, Palau, Costa Rica, and Bolivia in their problem such as water supply, global warming problem, like ocean acidification, and high temperature, or flood, something, US agreed to help these 4 other countries before they sink or anything. Okay, for Saudi Arabia, they asking China to stop or to gain solar energy to help them in power support. South Africa is asking Japan for medical support. Japan, will you agree for that? Japan? Yes.
About
medical.
Yes.
They're asking you for medical support. Okay. Settle down for Japan and South Africa. Okay. Russia and EU will collaborate.
Okay.
Do you agree, guys?
Yes.
Both of you? Okay. And Palau, Mexico. US, India, and China will buy your technology to help these 4 other countries.
Yeah.
Will you support them? Maybe about the funding, UN will be consider it later, but we have USA, you don't worry. They have the biggest funding in their pockets. So maybe they can buy something from
you. Actually we are the lead for developing country, right?
Yeah.
So we have to create reduce the climate change problem for every country. We will help together to other countries to reduce our climate change problem.
Okay, guys, I think we meet our conclusion. Do you guys do you have anything to add?
No.
That's all. Okay. Same goes to Utopia, right? You have Utopia also.
Yes.
Okay, guys, that's all for this Conference of Parties 21st meeting. Hope we will consider that using of green, hybrid cars and buying new technology from Mexico will help reduce our ecosystem and problem in our country.
Yes.
So that's all for this conference. Thank you for your time. Thank you all nations for your cooperation. All have win-win situation problem, huh?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay guys, thank you. Hope you will meet next time.